Alright, I'm Zoltan here with my friend Karen. We're in Ocala National Forest about to do the advanced trail ride. So what do you think, Karen?
Let's get into it.
Alright.
We start our adventure today heading south from Paisley until we come across their cemetery. After that, we take a right immediately and head into the trails.
The group is all on dirt.
Copy that, thank you. We're gonna go quick.
We aired our tires down to about 20 psi this time around, mostly due to the fact that there's some tarmac on this trail, as well as there's nothing too complicated to get through. Also, in case you're wondering, we brought our dog Cora along with us on this ride. That's her panting in the background. The first leg of this trail takes us to a hidden little campsite and beach along Lake Dorr. We took a few minutes to relax here, enjoy some coffee and donuts with some campers that Karen had rescued a week or two prior to this trip. It was very nice of them to return the favor. After that, we hit the tarmac and headed north to some of the trickier parts of the trail. We came across something we really didn't expect. It turns out there was a lightning strike right alongside this trail.
You can see a lightning strike in the tree. You can see it coming down. And then there's a fire that the lightning started. And me and a couple other folks in the Jeep ride was able to put most of the fire out, but you can see there's still some hot spots. And we do have Forestry here, and they're going to help put it out.
After that crisis was averted, we look forward towards the trail. It got a little bit more interesting from here on out, so stay tuned.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe. Striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. Taking off without the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We never need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night.
There were a few little mud crossings back in these woods like this. They're deceptively slick despite not being underwater, so use caution.
Come again? Just hanging on FJ7 a little slip. Okay, copy that. I'm gonna close my top, Karen, while we're stopped for a second. That's a very good idea.
I'm just gonna make this public for everybody else. We're okay, baby. Ready? Buddy,
I should put my shirt back on. I don't want anybody to see my moves.
Good job, Zoltan. Good job.
Oh, baby, Ron. Hey, Ron, we got to go for all this. Wait.
Boobs are sexy.
We're waiting up for people behind us.
Copy that. We're stopped. Yes, we are good, Karen. Copy that. We rolling.
Thanks to Karen and her tail gunner here, this group was very professional, but not just that, it was very informative too.
None of my other Jeeps ever had traction control. I remember the first time they came out with another club, I got bogged down in a hole. And I could not figure out why when I hit the gas, it just wouldn't go anymore. That's when I learned all about traction control in Jeeps.
Tell him what it does.
Traction control is designed if you were to lose control of your vehicle or your tires start spinning uncontrollably, the computer thinks you've lost control, so it takes power away from your gas pedal. So when you hit the gas pedal and it senses that the wheel's spinning, it just quits sending power to the gas pedal. And you just sit there and you don't go anywhere. And that's what happens if you're out here off-road. If you are on a highway and you start hydroplaning and it senses that your tires are spinning, it will actually cut back. And the point is it stops you from hydroplaning. That's what it's intended to do.
It has to apply your brakes, so if you're not careful, you'll wear your brakes out. But you should. Don't want it did either until then.
Ooh, this got tight.
Y'all trampled all over each other, so only caught part of that. Said it'll apply your brakes too at times, so if you're not cognizant of what's going on, it'll wear your brakes out really fast. Don't say, I needed new brakes at 5,200 miles because I didn't understand what traction control was for.
That and you're getting mud in them.
That wasn't just traction control, that was just sand getting in there eating up the pads and rudders.
This area looks like it's straight out of The Land Before Time. It's absolutely gorgeous, but be careful though, because there's a few little ruts and potholes, and if you're not too careful, it'll shove the top of your vehicle into one of these trees nearby. There's a few rub marks on them, so pay attention.
Some nice little flexi bits here.
We came across this mud hole next. It's not too deep, but the ruts themselves are really deep, which means the center part of it is really high. Unless you're running big tires, don't go through the center.
This is super mud, I'm taking bypass. If you want to play in it, that's up to y'all.
We did the bypass initially here, but this is one of the sections of the trail that actually gets hit twice. So we attempted it the second time around. Let's see what happens. Some were lucky, others were not. If you're stuck somewhere and you have to resort to using a winch, be it in a mud pit like this, or on a hill climb, or wherever really, you want to try to find a balance between using the power of your vehicle and the power of the winch. A nice sort of balance between the two will get you out a lot easier than just using one or the other.
Darn it, Cora, why aren't you wearing your seatbelt?
We're coming up on a very off-camber section of this trail. It's kind of sketchy, but if you hug the inside of the lower rut, that'll keep you off the side of the walls. Just go slow and methodically. You'll make it through.
21 degrees right here, y'all. David's leaning. 22.
I see it, Cora.
Taco, you just got wheel lift.
Nice.
I got it on video.
Need you riding behind me more often.
Holy sh**. I'm gonna wait till you get over this because you're leaning.
Hopefully that answered your question, Ron.
Just take it slow, and you're gonna feel yourself slide in some of this because it's a little on the muddy side, so just take it slow.
It's fine.
Holy
You alright back there?
yeah.
Here we are back at that same mud hole. Let's see if we can make it through this time.
Okay.
This is the same mud hole that we just went through? It sure is, so take it to the right. You learned that from the last time.
Yeah, I'm bogged.
What, Karen? What? You broke up. What was it?
I dug those ruts out pretty deep.
Surprised Karen made it through. FJ's stuck good.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a recovery.
You wanna come grab the winch? I'll pull you backwards.
Okay.
We're framed out pretty good here, meaning that the frame of the vehicle is sitting on the high centered section in between the two ruts.
Alright, we're good.
The ruts are just too deep for our tires, not to mention sticky. Look at Dave trying to struggle to get out of it. So we're being wenched out from behind here. This is going to give us another chance to attack this in another way. This time I think we're going to play it smart and put our driver's side wheels on the middle section and keep us out of those ruts completely.
What if I told you that he's gonna be to the right this time?
I got faith in you, Scott. You can do it.
I don't think he's gonna get stuck.
Alright.
You should see his toes. Roll your window up. Ready? Don't run anybody over. We don't like that.
Redemption! That was like the lamest redemption ever. Yeah, I mean, if he had the recovery point on the front, yeah, kinetic rope, be ideal. I wanted a second go.
Guess we'll know when it comes out.
There it is. Now watch your driver's side tire. Make sure it's in that middle. That'll do.
From here on out, I pretty much figured out the trick to this obstacle. Everyone seemed to follow suit.
Was he trying to get you, Jared, with mud?
Woohoo!
Oh, it's like a car wash. I took some of our mud.
Okay.
Take that all the way, passenger, as tight as you can, passenger. It is very deep on the right from what David could tell walking in it.
So you mean driver?
Take that back. You want to go driver's side. You want to go driver's side. Stay driver's side. You'll see David pointing to where to go. Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Easy Y crossing. Might want to think about disconnecting sway bars too if you haven't already.
I'm not even cold. It's just really comfy, huh?
Code yellowing. That's a new one.
Better than the cold brown.
How easy is it to take my sway bar off?
Are you in the taco?
Yeah?
It's not.
For future reference, if you're going to disconnect the sway bar, you do it before you go on the trail.
Oh, I'm one of the ones that has a little button that I just gotta flick and it's done.
A baby?
Yeah, I know I would have to take off my skid plate for that.
I don't know what you're saying. Take your big
Most people I know that do it say they either leave it off or put it back on and leave it alone.
Baby?
My sister says that her and my mom drive theirs with the sway bar off all the time because they don't have the button like I do. They have to get out and do it outside of the vehicle. And it's just too much work, so they just don't ever connect it again.
In our FJ, because we don't have that nice little quick disconnect feature, we keep the front one on for better stability on the road, and I've taken the back one off completely, the whole sway bar, not just the links. That way the back end gets a lot more flex. This was a nice little spot to pull over, stretch your legs, take a little lunch break. Why not? Couldn't hurt. When it comes to water crossings, always check the depth. You never know how deep it is until you're actually into it.
It's good that we have a volunteer to do that.
It's really nice having our own personal puddle poker, isn't it?
Yeah.
When him and
The
I
last
first-
time we had to do this, we sent the kids.
When we first started riding, it never occurred to us to just walk through it and use an old mop handle.
Oh.
And he'd get up in the
There goes the boots.
in the vegetation and poke the puddle. As long as you don't get his mid-thigh, then I can't see why we can't cross it.
So long as the balls don't touch.
Well, if the ball's hanging mid-thigh, we got a problem. But yeah, I mean, he's going to voice an opinion on the solidness of the ground, I'm sure.
As of today, we deem this crossing safe. It can vary though, depending on the weather, what it's been the past couple days or weeks. Use caution. Area, we decided to hit Paisley Road to get to one of the more infamous obstacles in all of Ocala, Hogman's Hole. It's a pretty deep water crossing generally, and there's been a few rigs that have hydrolocked there, so not everyone did this, but we're going to get into it.
Hey Karen, actually, yeah, we're gonna hop out.
Copy that. Thanks so much for riding with us.
No problem.
We turn off of Paisley Road onto this power line trail. It's on this trail, so you can't miss it.
It's mushy, but most of the part, some of the parts are just
Look how deep he got.
Huh?
Look how deep that one got.
Karen, I didn't even get my sleep.
There are a few ways to get through or around this obstacle. There's a bypass to the left of the trees there. That's pretty dry. There's a muddy way to the right of these trees. And then there's the wet way. If you hug the right hand side here like Karen's doing, it's typically shallower. After pretty much completely setting up this FJ Cruiser to do stuff like this, we still want to have a solid recovery plan in place. Kinetic ropes already attached to our front and ready to be hooked up in case anything goes wrong. Let's see what happens.
Hey, over there. Now, that side. Get ready.
Nice!
Hogman's hole conquered. Before we head out, there are a few other mud holes and water crossings that are completely bypassable. But what fun is that?
You got it, you got it, you got it. Hell yeah! Yeah, I love those little FJs.
Thank you for joining us on the Ocala Advanced Trail Ride. If you like what you saw, drop a comment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Off-Road Adventures.